Lakota East Thunderhawks. Daniel, what are we looking forward to today?
Yeah, it's senior night. It's the last game of the regular season. The playoffs are just 1 week away, and it's going to be a very kind of relaxing, should-be game for this Mason team. They know they've already secured a playoff spot, and the Thunderhawks are going to be without their star quarterback. The junior Jamison Kitna went down with a huge injury last week in their loss to Oak Hills. So East is going to get the ball first, and we're going to see what this offense looks like.
Good game to lead into for Mason, coming off a sturdy showing against a really good Lakota West squad. Only lost 10-7 against them, so they're taking that momentum into this game, trying to roll over Lakota East, who should be a pretty good competition for them.
Yeah, Masons, they're coming off of easily their best defensive game yet, and they're going to let that go for a touchback. So we're going to see the new quarterback for the Thunderhawks, Jayshon Sonder. And last week we saw him come in after the injury to Kitna. He went 9 for 16 with 54 yards and had 2 interceptions. So if Mason, they have a couple of ball hawks on defense, they can force Sonder to pass. It could be a nice game for this defense.
So Lakota East is going to start this drive from the 20-yard line, back in their own territory. A little shotgun snap here. And we are away from Dwyer Field. Pass is completed for 5 yards. Be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, something we did see with Sonder a lot is that they are pretty comfortable with him throwing the ball deep. We saw him a couple times last week against Oak Hills, air it out a few times, had a huge play to the wide receiver Andy Vogelman that got called back. So just because he's a backup doesn't mean that they don't have trust in him.
5 receiver set here on 2nd down. Got motion. And it's going to be a play action here. A little screen pass. And he shakes 1 tackle, and he'll do good for a gain of 3.
Yeah, that is the sophomore wide receiver, Zion Neal, one of the top wide receivers in the GMC, 576 yards off of 51 receptions, 2nd most in the GMC. He's one of the top guys and will continue to be as years come.
Right side of the field here for 3rd and short. Another shotgun snap. 3 receiver set. Got Ryder hooks to the right. Looking to shoot a pass here, and that is through. They got the 1st down and more as they gain a good 15 yards on the pass, go up to nearly the 45 in their own territory.
So 3 plays and 3 passes. Something we haven't touched on yet is how big of a workload we might see from the sophomore running back Ryder Hooks tonight. With a chance to get over 1,000 yards for the season, that's going to be a huge look for East. If Mason is able to contain him and force Sonder to throw, even though they've looked very aggressive on offense so far.
Another shotgun snap here, hooks back left, running motion to the other side, and this will be a run through the middle. Nice little gain of 3 on the run there for Ryder.
Yeah,
adds to his rushing total.
Yeah, Noah Dower's in on the tackle, the junior, pretty much a breakout, one of the biggest surprises for this Mason defense. He has 24 total tackles and 8 tackles for loss on the season. With him being a junior, he's going to come back next year, and on the edge, you have guys like the sophomores Juan Bates and Jonathan Hendricks, and this Comet defense has a chance to build a strong front 7.
Back in the shotgun again for all they've done this drive. Got Ryder hooks to the right, motion here. Play action, looking to shoot it downfield. 10 yards and it's good, and they're going to have a 1st down here in the Comet territory at the 45.
Yeah, the East offense, even though we've talked about the absence of the 3-star Houston commit, Jamison Kitna, they've looked very confident in Sonder, which you don't see a lot in backup quarterbacks. So, Sonder, he's been the punter all year, but he's looking super comfortable in the pocket so far.
1st down again from the 44. Lakota East pushing very well into Comet territory pretty easily. as that's a dive up the middle. And he's got some green grass here, and he's going to fall down for a nice little 15-yard gain up to the 25.
Yeah, there's the speed of Ryder Hooks. We just talked about him. He leads the GMC in almost every statistical category, averages about 95 yards a game. Take a look at this replay. A nice draw just right up the middle, able to make some receivers miss. Stumbled a little bit, but able to just kind of dive forward for those extra couple of yards.
Yeah, Lakota East line creates a great gap for riders to run through there and show off a little bit of that 20-yard dash.
So Mason, we need to see some sort of a bounce back hit before they get into the red zone.
Maybe rush a little bit, protect the run, and put Sondar in a little pressure. Another run here. Gain of about 5 for Ryder Hooks again.
Yeah, that time a nice job being able to contain, getting off the block nicely. That's Kai Wolfolk on the tackle, one of the leading tacklers in the GMC. Very well could be a first-team All-GMC guy. With the game tonight, if he gets 11 more tackles, that'll put him over 100 total tackles for the season. Wolfolk, the senior, on his senior night, he's just been an incredible piece for this defense all year.
That's a great story to tell. On senior night, committed to Army, you got your last game at home in the regular season, put up a little 100 spot.
Absolutely.
And he's going to go down. Number 42, Malachi Reed, the senior linebacker.
Yeah, that's Reed's 3rd sack of the season. Came in almost untouched on the right side, and just a perfect job. Sonder had almost no time being able to break through around the C gap, and Sonder just had nowhere to go. On your senior night, starting out with a sack, and after East has had some pretty nice plays, Mason has bounced back pretty nice.
Yeah, 3rd and looking like 12 here. East trying to string together a couple more plays like they have done. Worked all the way back from their own 20. Shooting it downfield again, and just undershot him on that pass there. Andy Vogelman trying to go for a first down, maybe a touchdown there.
Play action definitely had the Comets fooled, and that's a huge missed opportunity if you're East. You had him open. That very easily could have been 6. Looked like he only had about 1 defender to beat, so Mason, they catch a break, and we'll see what East cooks up here.
Well, it's not really the distance for a punt, and also maybe a little out of field goal range, so it's looking like they may go for it here.
You're definitely not going to punt from your 26.
So we got Sondar in the shotgun. He's going to play action, shoots it downfield, and there is just no one there to take that pass. And then that's going to be a turnover on downs for East and set up Mason's offense to run.
So here comes the Mason offense led by the senior Quinn Brown, the brother of last year's and a couple years prior, Larson Brown. Was hurt a little bit before a couple weeks ago. Look at some of these keys to the games is establish a run game, ground and pound. This East defense has struggled mightily against the run, especially the run up the middle. So you got a dominant rusher and a guy like the senior Chase Blevins with just over 240 yards on the season. And if they can really establish that run game, it could be a good game for this offense.
Little fake pitch here. He's going to roll out to his left, and it's looking like he's just going to have to throw that away onto the sideline.
Yeah, we're going to see Brown on that play action rolling out to his right or left a lot tonight. And a nice job to throw it away. We saw him have a late game interception last week against West where he was on the sideline and he just tried to force something that couldn't happen. And West was able to turn that into points and eventually win. So you hope that he learned from that. And a nice job just throwing it away. You got 3 more downs.
It's going to be a big thing for Mason this week. They got good momentum when they have it, but when they turn it over, it kind of falls apart from there.
Yeah.
So just keeping it level head here. That's going to be a little dive up the middle. Looking like a little scramble for the ball. It seems like he has it, though, for a nice little 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, it's the first carry of the game for Blevins. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. So East already doing a bit of a nice job on defense, being able to contain. You just hope Mason, they've been struggling on offense this year, 9th overall in the GMC, only averaging about 15 points a game. So against a struggling defense like East, you hope this could be a big breakout game for this offense going into the playoffs.
But they're obviously not one of the worst offenses here, as they've been able to eke out a few wins and possibly trying to get their 5th. And hand East their 9th loss of the season.
Yeah, Mason 4-5. That's going to fall incomplete. So the punt unit will come on, a 3-and-out for this Comet team. You just hope that's not shades of what we see the rest of the game. Only is the first drive. Weather could definitely be in effect. We've seen a lot of rain tonight. Although radar looks pretty good for the rest of the game, at least last time that I checked. So might be getting too brown a little bit.
Brown's going to kick this one away. That'll drop down at around the 30. Then it's going to skirt around a little bit. And it's going to be down to around the 26.
Yeah, it takes a bit of an east bounce. But a nice punt from Brown. We've seen him be a little inconsistent as of recently on the punting, but nice job. You know, punting from about your 25 gets it to the 30, the 26 to be exact. So this defense is, you know, you hope that they can keep going the way they did last time. Some keys for this East offense is to establish a run game with the absence of Kitna. Hooks, we've already seen him a couple times, and so if they're able to get that going, that could be very good.
And that one is denied by number 3, Tyler Dalton. Nice little defense there as he'll work around him and smack that ball away.
Yeah, this Mason secondary, they're not one to sleep on. West last week, a very good passing team, only able to hold them to 10. And we're going to look at one of the best guys for this Mason team, Kai Woolfolk. He went into this game with 88 tackles, the third highest in the GMC. And like we said earlier, he gets a little more tonight, could easily get over 100. Could be a huge milestone to end off his high school career.
Second down here, and there's a flag on the play. The play will just be stopped.
Looks like we'll get a false start.
That'll send East back if the penalty is accepted.
Oh, it's going to be off.
Back a good 5 yards.
It's going to be offsides on Mason actually. So instead of a false start, it's going to go backwards for the Comets. So the Mason hasn't been a very penalized team all year, but of course no penalty is going to be good. So you can't give up yards like that.
Clean play is obviously an emphasis for Coach Castano this season. After a little bit of, seen a lot of flags last year, so they've obviously picked that up a little bit this year.
Absolutely.
Ryder Hooks will take this one, work out to his left, and he'll be taken down short 1 yard of the first down for third down.
Yeah, very close to the first down marker. They're not going, doesn't look like they're going to give it to him though. Stephen McCalmont in on the tackle for Mason. He's had a very nice season as well. The senior once again, this secondary for the Comets full of a lot of seniors. Take a look at Ryder Hooks, 4th in the GMC with 861 rushing yards. He's just been an absolute workhorse for this East team all year.
Another flag thrown on the play. See what this is going to be.
It's going to be another offsides for Mason.
Mason looking a little jumpy today. What do you think that's about, Daniel?
It's probably East trying to get him on a hard count. That's 2 straight offside calls, and you know, you're Kastner, you got to be frustrated with that. You know, 1 offsides is one thing, but 2 on almost back-to-back plays, you know, you're just giving East a free first down, and just like that, they're at the 45.
Shotgun snap
the
here.
40.
Looking downfield, bullet pass, and that one will hit the ground just before it reaches Zion Neal, one of their best receivers, sophomore.
Yeah, Neal had a chance at it, but a bit of a low throw from Sonder. You know, you just got to do a better job of putting that ball right on the numbers. You know, like we said, it's a bit colder. You know, we reached the ending part of the season. Weather's going to be colder, so it definitely affects Saunders' throwing. But, I mean, you're East, you kind of had him almost wide open. Not a lot of defenders around him.
A little tight set here. Play action for Sondar. He's going to roll out to his right. Pump fakes a couple times. Throws it for a first down.
Nice catch.
And that'll be Andy Vogelman getting the first down there and a little running after the catch.
Sonder did a nice job pump faking to try and get the Comets off, and high points to pass really nice. He rolls out to his right. pump fakes, and a nice just high point throw. And Vogelman does a great job of getting possession, and it's going to be a first down for the Thunderhawks.
In their second drive, East works easily again into Comet territory to see if Comps can stop them like last time. Shotgun snap. Ryder Hooks will move from the right to the left, and he will trip on his own foot there, and he'll be taken down behind the line. Loss of 2 there for second down.
He's a sophomore. Jonathan Hendricks gets in the backfield very easily. Like you said, tripped over Sonder, but even if he didn't, Hendricks is right there to wrap him up. That's going to be Hendricks' 15th tackle of the season. And we talked a couple times about the youth on this defense. You got Hendricks, Juan Bates, and a guy who's seen a little more playing time as of the recent weeks, Alex Brown at linebacker. He's been phenomenal from when he's had to step in.
Going to be a play action here. Quick pass, and he tries to shoot a little too quick and undershoots him there. Go third down and 12.
Yeah, that pass looked to be tipped by the senior Liam McManus, and McManus is going to check out of the game. But a nice job getting the hands up, and that's going to make it third down. Even if he did get that ball off, it looked like Stephen McCalmont was right there with good coverage. So it's third and a little long for this East defense. Let's see if Mason can get off the field.
Another tight set here. Sondar will take the snap in the shotgun. Play action again. Big play for East. And that ball will be dropped but saved by the out-of-bounds line. And it'll take him to fourth down.
Yeah. Got the screen pass and then fumbled the ball out of bounds. I like the play call there of trying to get a screen to work, but Mason just was right there. So it's going to be fourth down. It looks like the punt unit is going to come out for this East team. Sonder is the punter, so you do have to watch for a fake.
You got 2 QBs today that are both punters.
Yeah, Sonder and Quinn Brown. He's going to call for a fair catch, takes a bit of a roll for East. So Mason is going to be pinned inside of their 20, and out comes this Mason offense for their second drive of the game.
East 0 for 2 on their last 2 drives. Mason able to stifle them for the past 2 drives, see if Mason can try and break that 3-drive streak.
Absolutely. We just take under 4 minutes left in this first quarter. So the Comets, they were 3 and out on that first drive. You hope Coach Little and Coach Kastner is just talking to the team. It's like, hey, we haven't been a throw the ball deep kind of offense. Just take it play by play, down by down, and just drive right down Lakota East and get 6 out of it.
That's all you want to do. A couple 2-yard plays, couple 3-yard plays, and then just like that, you got a first down, and you can run it all over again.
And Quinn Brown just charges forward for a first down, breaks 4 or 5, however many tacklers, and there's a nice, you hope that's a nice confidence boost that can get this offense rolling.
Yeah, that's definitely something to get you fired up. Get your QB to run through all that defense.
Yeah.
I just think that they can't take anyone down.
Direct design run and just charges through two East players carrying them with him. And, it's senior night for him. He's pumped for his final home game.
Under center snap here. And this will be a handoff up the middle. Finds a little gap to the right for a gain of 4.
Chase Blevins again on the carry, able to get a couple. So a nice little run for the Comets, tackled by the junior Connor Cruz. That's his 44th tackle of the season. He's been a nice guy. This East defense, they do have a lot of seniors, but still a bit of youth, a lot of juniors on this team. So they have been a bit of a struggling defense, but with a lot of returning guys, you hope that this coaching can get them a little better as we get into next season.
Second and about 5 to go as they take another handoff to get a first down.
Blevins.
He's going to keep running a little bit.
Blevins just does what Quinn Brown just did, breaks a couple of tacklers, tries to bounce out to the outside, kind of does, and that's going to be another first down for this Mason team. Let's take a look at this replay. Hands it off, shoots the right side, gets right back in, breaks a tackler, That was number 3, Kellen Warren, who Blevins was able to avoid. So Comets approaching midfield is the best we've seen this offense so far tonight.
They're pushing through very easily now. They haven't gotten to 4th down yet. Little pitch to the left. And he'll go wide left, and he's got more room. He's going to keep running. That's about a 30-yard gain.
And a huge run for this Comet team. They get into East territory. And a nice run.
Just one of the great plays that Mason's able to run. You'll see them run a lot of screens and pitches.
Yeah.
That's been their season-wide kind of game plan.
Yeah, and it sets up that fake pitch as well that we saw in the first drive where Brown looks to try and pitch it but keeps himself for play action.
So you'll see a lot of motion just like right here.
Adesanya in the backfield, they're going to give it to him. Gets just about a couple.
2-yard rush for Adesanya.
And what's great about this Comet special teams is how good the sophomore kicker Max Gogol has been. It feels like the Comets might already be in field goal range. You know, Gogol, a star soccer player for the team, and he's been his dominant sport has been soccer, and he's been very good at place kicker for the Comets.
I mean, you get in that soccer weightlifting program, you're going to have huge legs by then to be able to kick it from 30. Quinn Brown's going to take another one up the middle, and he's not going down easily. Taking 5 people to take him down there back to the line.
Oh, it looked like the entire defense was around him. We just now dip under a minute left in this first quarter, and he looks a little shaken up. We'll see on this replay, another designed run. This time doesn't exactly work to Mason's liking. You hope Brown's okay. He was limping a little bit, but you know, Brown's a strong player. He's already came back from one injury. He's not going to let something minor take away from his senior night.
And he'll get forward progress there, so it'll be about 3rd and 7. Under center snap here, so he'll roll out, play action. Looking to his left, shoots a bullet, and that one's out of bounds, and that'll set up 4th down.
Yeah, just misses his guy on the sideline, and we just now hit under 10 seconds.
5 yards from the red zone, just missed an easy scoring play. Just was about 1 set of 4 short.
And Brown checks out of the game. Looks like they might bring on Gokul. And yeah, they are. You see the holder Greer out there. And Gokul, he's been great this season. This will be a 42-yard field goal if he's able to knock it through.
Snap is thrown, ball is down, ball is up.
Has the distance. And what a kick from Max Gokul.
No good, looking like it was wide left.
It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but I mean, even still, Gokul had a ton of leg on it. So, unfortunately, Mason not able to get any points out of it, but still a promising drive.
East gonna have to run one more play before they can take it to the quarter-long break. Excuse me, not quarter-long, the end of quarter break. Gonna start running from about the 20.
Yeah, this will be the last play of the quarter. See if East tries to dial up something big, or just maybe a run to send it into the break. Nobody else in the backfield for East. A lot of shifting. And yeah, that's another offsides for Mason.
That's 3 already, and 15 penalty yards, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
That's you just can't have that if you're Mason. You know, three offsides in 1 quarter. You know it's a big game. You know, you're excited to jump off the ball, but you got to be disciplined.
So we'll run another play, try and take us to the end of the quarter. pitch to the right. He'll pump fake a throw. Ryder Hook's going to juke that one, and he will have another first down. Good shift of momentum to take you into the second quarter. We'll send you out here for a little bit. Join us back for the second quarter of action here at Beacon Orthopedics and Trihealth Stadium, Dwyer Field. See you again.
911, where's your emergency?
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back for the second quarter of action today, and we'd like to take a little moment to recognize the memorial today that went up of Tom Lichtenberg at Dwyer Field by the locker rooms. First Mason coach in history to go to a Division I school to coach football, coaching at Maine and Ohio University.
Yeah, congrats to him. Able to build such a strong history of this Mason team, and now you see what Mason football has become ever since he's left. So congrats to you, Coach. So we'll start the quarter.
Project was spearheaded by people like Mike O'Brien and former players. I'd like to thank them all for the service they've done in making this place a better place.
Absolutely. A nice tackle. Stephen McCalmont with his third tackle of the night. There's a little bit of a screen pass to the left and doing a nice job to get an open field tackle. And this Mason team with the corners, you know, they're a great ball hawking team. Guys like Kyle Wilson with 3 interceptions on the year, but they're also good tacklers as well on the perimeter. You can't overlook the tackling from your safeties in your secondary. 2nd and 7, and we're still scoreless headed into the second quarter of action today. We'll flip the side. Sandar shoot that one over, and that bounces out of the hands of Andy Vogelman. And we're going to get a flag down. I wonder if they're going to give McCalmont for pass interference.
Maybe jumped him a little too early there.
Yeah, ref's talking it over. Did look a little bit close. And
looks like a face mask on Mason. So that'll move the chains 15 yards.
Rarely do you see a face mask call on an incomplete pass. You know, that's not something that you see a lot, but there it is again. Mason screwing themselves over with another costly penalty, and that's going to bring East once again into Mason territory. So these first 3 drives, East has been able to get past midfield, but Mason, so far, they've done a good job at answering back.
More of a defensive showing from both teams than we would have thought before this game. This pass is shot downfield and out of the hands, right into the hands of Patrick McFarland, and couldn't hold on to it.
And what a throw from East. I mean, so far, Sonder has looked even better than what East has wanted. A deep throw right there, just off of the hands of McFarland, but a great throw.
This one's handed off to Ryder Hooks. He'll go wide right, and that's a flag. We'll see what that's going to be on.
Assuming it doesn't go against East, that would be a first down for East, but it is going to be holding on Lakota East. So that will come back a couple of yards, but you know, you do see there how when Hooks gets to the outside, how fast he can turn on those jets.
So we're going to offset the face mask by 5 yards.
So
a lot of penalty yardage today, more than you would have expected. 2 pretty clean teams heading into this.
Yeah, both teams haven't been too familiar with getting a ton of penalties, but right now both teams kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
So where they would have almost had a red zone opportunity, they are now 2nd and 10. Or 2nd and 20, excuse me. Pitch right, Ryder hooks. He'll go wide, gain about 10, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage on there. So a nice bounce back. And we've already mentioned it a little bit, but we'll take another look at this key player for the Mason Comets. This is senior Kai Wolfolk. He's been everything and all that this team has wanted. 88 tackles coming into tonight, already has a couple, 3rd in the GMC, and that's 6, and have a injured player down on the field. It looks like he's able to get back up. And that's going to be
Malachi Reed.
That's going to be the senior Malachi Reed. Already has a sack tonight. Good to see him able to walk off the field.
Under his own power too. No help as he's walking off to the 10.
Yeah, he's one of the Comets' best backers for this team. So you really hope that he's not out for the game, because he could be a big missing piece. But that could.
Now we'll see what this big 3rd down is going to hold without him.
Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and 10. Likely to see Sonder drop back and maybe throw something deep. It's be a screen pass.
Hooks. Hooks will get through the tackles, and that'll be a 1st down and more, as he'll gain about 16 on the play.
It's another screen pass. We've seen him run it a couple times tonight. That time, Hooks just able to evade a couple of tacklers and keep the drive alive. This tackle from the sophomore Juan Bates. He already has a few tonight.
Love to see how successful the young guys are on this Mason team. It's always, with a big school like this, you're not going to have that many young guys, but when you have them, you're going to have the ones that really excel.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. They're only sophomores too. When those guys are seniors, they're going to be great for this team. And
screen pass there to Zion Neal, but there's going to be a flag on the play.
Yeah, we're going to get holding on East once again. This is what it sounded like. Yeah, holding on Lakota East. So another screen pass to Zion Neal, but he doesn't really get anywhere. And regardless, it's going to be going back a couple yards. But yeah, like you were saying, Braden, the youth on this team, we've mentioned Hendricks and Bates, Alex Brown, the linebacker, Max Gokel. Next year we're going to see a lot of a couple more guys on offense. We might see the other sophomore, Jaden Brogdon. He's got a couple snaps at wide receiver, and possibly even tonight.
He'll drop back, and that one will just be dropped a little bit in front of the line of scrimmage. No really intended receiver there.
Yeah, just got it away. Noah Dowers off of the outside, able to generate a lot of pressure. Sonder just misses a sack, and Dowers finding his way in the backfield once again. So that'll make it
second
another
and
time.
About 13. And you talk about all these young guys on the team, and you really have to take into account all the seniors on the team, as it is senior night, that are going to lead them to where they're going to grow to be seniors, and then they're going to grow and lead the next generation of players. Just a great cycle.
Yeah, senior night, last year's senior night was dominated by Nick Sailors, who's now graduated. So
screen pass here, and it is dropped by Zion Neal again, and we got 3rd and 13.
Yeah, a little bit of an outside throw, still hit the hands. You could see Neal a little frustrated with himself.
Maybe the cold playing a little part into this today.
Absolutely, yeah. We're sitting at about 50 degrees right now, and that's definitely going to affect. You're zipping the ball. It's going to be hard to get those two hands on it sometimes in the cold.
Your hands are hurting by the end of the day, especially with, but all these drops happening right now.
Yeah, hopefully they got some hand warmers or something in those gloves.
Got 3rd and 13 here, shotgun snap. Sondar will drop back, looking to push it downfield for a possible 1st down. And short of his intended receiver, Zion Neal again. So we're going to go 4th down here.
That looked like it might have been tipped at the line, too. This Comet defense have done a nice job of getting their hands up. Coverage by Kyle Wilson that will force the punt unit to come on. So once again, every drive, East has gotten into Mason territory, but they've been able to hold up and cause a punt.
And Sandar going to try for a little backspin punt here, try and get as close to the goal line as possible.
He's been really good on punts so far tonight, hoping to keep that going. That one's going to be
out of bounds at around the 6.
That's just a textbook punt. You really can't do it any better than that. Almost looked like, you know, if that stays in bounds, that's rolling into the back of the end zone. But Sonder does a nice job angling it just on the outside, and Mason is going to start deep into their own territory.
And ideal punt, you'll want it around the goal line, like as close as you can get it there. But realistically, that was a great punt there. Just being a little safe, making sure you get it close to the goal line, but you don't get it so close that you get a touchback.
Yeah, it's a nice job. This East Special Teams unit has been very good this year. So Mason offense going to come back out. We'll see Quinn Brown and Blevins see if they can get a drive going.
So he's going to take the snap back in his own end zone, hand it off up the middle. Gain of about 2 on the run.
Yeah, and something we've talked about and keyed on going into the game is how East rushing defense hasn't been very spectacular, but so far tonight they've done a very nice job at containing a Mason run game that's usually pretty above average. They go into this game and they're averaging over 110 yards per game on the ground. So, you know, you hope that they can get something going here.
Under center snap, another handoff to the left. He'll dive through for another 5 yards. It would be 3rd and 4. Look at all these plays, and we're about to be 4 minutes into the second quarter, and time management might be a big thing going later into this game, Daniel. I mean, we've seen a bunch of drives start and end really quickly. No timeouts called yet.
Yeah, both teams still with both timeouts. 8 minutes and 40 seconds and counting left on the clock. So, Mason, you have all the time in the world to get something going. So you got 3rd and about short. So you just got to keep this drive alive.
Another under center snap here. Receiver on each sides. And he'll shoot to the left, and he will hit him.
Great.
Caught at the 30 and taken out of bounds. That one will be caught by Samuel Abdelnour.
It'll be caught. Actually, I think you're looking at the wrong team. That'll be Braden Greer for the Comets. That's his 17th reception of the year, 160 yards before that catch. Take a look at this, just a nice drop back. Looks to his left, a nice out route, a perfect catch, a perfect throw. Just a nice job all around.
Excuse me, I had the wrong numbers in front of me there. That's Lakota East, number 14. So a shotgun snap here, 1st down in more comfortable territory, not in their own end zone. Little pass there. Oh! Fan's going to want a flag on that one, taken down by the head.
Look close to a horse collar, but they're not going to get it. That's Colin Billhorn on the carry. That will be his. Let's take a look at that. That's going to go down as a reception, actually. This is 21st. Just a little over 200 on the year. So I like to see Mason get a little more passing involved. You just saw it work with that pass to Greer. Adesanya in the backfield now. He's predominantly their passing back.
In an emotionally affected offense, you'd love to see a little electric pass here way downfield. That one will be rushed about 2 yards more into their territory, and they'll go to about 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and last week we saw them dial up a huge play to Colin Billhorn. It was about a 47-yard pass, which set them up for their only touchdown last week against Lakota West. And you know, you get another shot like that, you know that Quinn Brown has that arm. So you know, you wonder if Mason has something long, you know, sitting in that playbook.
3rd and 6 here. Shotgun snap here. Looking downfield. And he's going to take an open spot. And he's taken down 2 yards short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 2 at the 40.
Yeah, he had a lot of time, just decides to take it himself. But a nice open field tackle from East. We'll take a look at this replay. And yeah, steps up, goes to his left. Just a textbook tackle. That was number 34 for Lakota East, Carter Jones. Or I'm sorry, that was Cohen Reap.
Fake punt here. Quinn Brown is going to look and get into East territory there, out of bounds. Beautiful play.
Yeah, there's the, you mentioned earlier how both teams, their quarterbacks are their punters, so you got to watch out for that fake.
And you got a bunch of running quarterbacks today. Quinn Brown, look at that running game today.
Yeah,
haven't seen much of him this year, but
wide open on the left side. You just have to take that. I mean, just easy yards for the Comets, catching East off guard. So now the Comets move into East territory once again. Hopefully this time they can just get some points on the board before we go into half. Still about 6 minutes left.
Brown being a field general right now, just commanding the offense and setting the tone. He'll go under center for this snap.
Adesanya in the backfield. He's going to motion.
Play action, looking to his left.
He'll
shoot that one down towards the end zone. And that is caught at the 10.
What a catch.
Braden Greer downfield.
And there's the catch of the year for the senior Braden Greer. All year we've been looking for that big play, and there on his senior night, we finally get it. Gets the Comets inside the 10, and now they're really knocking on the door. Huge play for the Comets.
Braden Greer, just been watching him for a couple of years now, and just his progress has been incredible. He's just an electric guy to watch on the offensive end. 1st and goal, pitch to the right. Adesanya's going to run in, and that's a Mason touchdown.
Perfect blocking, and the Comets get on the board here first. Tamian Adesanya, his 5th touchdown of the year. The junior gets the Comets on the board here first with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the first half. And for this Mason offense that has such a slow start, this drive they just really got it going, and that's just a perfect drive from this Comet team.
And you and I talk about how emotional this offense is, how electric that pass was. That led right into the touchdown.
Just perfect execution.
Kicks up and through for the extra point, and Mason will go up 7-0 with 6 to go left in the second.
A lot of good to take from that drive. Take a look at this replay. Pitch outside Adesanya. Amazing blocking, a pancake there on the right side, and he was just able to walk in. Perfect play call from the Comets, and you got 5 minutes left. If you can take this shutout in the half, and you get the ball as well coming out of halftime, it's looking really good for this Comet team on their senior night.
I mean, both ends of the ball, Mason today, looking like they've cleaned something up. This is one of the best we've seen them play in a while.
Yeah, that defense had a spectacular game last week against West, and they're just continuing that that narrative. No points so far. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts, so with 5 minutes left, they're going to reset the clock to 47 seconds. East still has a lot of time. Each series we've seen East get into Mason territory, but it's almost like a switch just flips for the Comets once they get past the 50. And just hope that they can keep that going as we approach halftime.
And Comets going to set up a kickoff left here. And the ball falls off the tee. A little windy night here down at Dwyer Field.
Yeah, we're into October. The wind starts to really pick up. You're going to see that a couple times. Gokul is going to retake his drop back.
And this one is booted away to start the last half of the second quarter.
It's returned by East.
Great running return there. Get him to past the 30.
Alex Brown there on the tackle. Mentioned him a couple times tonight. Nice job on special teams.
There you go again with another great Mason sophomore that's putting another asset into the defense.
Yeah, and with the guys like Kai Woolfolk graduating next year, you know, he's going to play a huge role for the rest of his time here at Mason, and we're seeing a little preview of it.
And then you look at Kai Woolfolk, he'll play a huge part in Army's new football team. Screen pass there for a gain of 3 for East.
Yeah, it's going to likely maybe a yard. Screen pass, but Mason just able to do a very nice job. Going back, like you said, Kai Woolfolk, the 3-star Navy commit, I'm sorry, Army commit. Excuse me on that. You know, he's going to be a great addition for them.
2nd and 9 here for the Lakota East Thunderbirds. Handoff, Rider Hooks will go right. And there's a nice 3rd and 6 setup. See what they go with on 3rd down here. What are you thinking here, Daniel?
I think you gotta put the ball in Saunders' hands. He's been very, very good today throwing. You know, the stats might not say it. He's gotten a little unlucky with some drops, but he's put the ball where he's needed to. You know, Hooks trying to get something out to the outside, but Mason, their run defense just looks like they're starting to adjust a little bit. So
not often you see it, but it's looking like Saunders more accurate when he goes downfield rather than close up. Maybe he's a little more confident shooting the ball. And he's taken down in the downfield.
And who else but Kai Woolfolk? That is going to be his 3rd sack of the season. And on a 3rd down that that East is trying to get something going, they immediately take that away. Yeah, 2 guys running in the backfield, and Woolfolk just able to take down Sonder.
And what a spark on 3rd down to take him to 4th and about 16 now. Gonna force a punt.
Yeah, and they're definitely not in a faking range. It's a nice punt from Sonder.
And that one's gonna roll past, but he already touches it, so he's gonna go back and recover. And a flag thrown.
Very
Maybe a little block in the backfield.
Yeah, little late flag there. So Mason, we're going to pen the call, pointing to the Mason side. It's going to be a block in the back, so that'll drive Mason back, spot of the foul. So 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. You're up 7-0. You get the ball coming out of half. You know, if I'm Mason, I'm saying take as much time off the clock as possible and just get chunk after chunk of yards. And, you know, you want to send this thing in the half with a 2-possession lead. You get the ball coming out, make it a 3-possession, and all of a sudden like that, you're on your way to a nice blowout.
I mean, Mason coming off a great offensive possession. You just want to not even top that, just recreate that.
Absolutely. No. You know, I hope to see more deep throws like we saw last drive, which really set something up.
Nice 3-yard gain there. That's going to be pitched to Blevins.
Tackle again by Reap. That's a couple of times that we've seen him tonight. Or I'm sorry, that's Parker Elam on the tackle. That's going to be, would have been his 10th tackle for loss, but Blevins able to get just 1 yard on the carry. So does get some positive yards out of it.
Mason keeps clock running as they're going to take another shotgun snap here, 2nd and 9.
Just dip below 3 minutes.
Brown going to take it himself again. Confident in the run game today. He'll be taken down at the line.
He's still not going down off first contact. We've seen a lot of times tonight the Comets run that kind of fake pitch. We saw it again, and tries to take it up the middle. It's just East has done a great job of protecting the middle, where they've kind of struggled at this season. So you think that was definitely a point of emphasis this week in practice. So Mason is going to have to find other ways to go down the field like they did last drive.
Quinn Brown going to try and set something up for himself again. Play action screen.
And Greer going to get close. See where they spot him.
That Brown-Greer connection might be a little crucial heading into the late parts of this game.
Absolutely, we already had the big pass last drive to set up the touchdown, but it's going to be 4th down. They're going to send Brown back up, but
who knows what he's going to do at this point?
Yeah, a fake last time. We've seen Kastner be super aggressive on special teams. 4th and short, you never know.
Got a safe defensive set here, trying to block anything that he might do here.
But he is going to get this punted away.
Fair caught.
Takes a nice Mason bounce past the 30, and they're going to down that
right
out of bounds. Yeah, at the 28. You look at the clock, Mason took a ton of time off. 1 minute and 11 seconds left for this East offense to try and maybe get at least 3. You know, you want to go into half with some sort of momentum on offense. You know, get in the field goal range, make it a 7-3 game. Of course, you'd love to get 7, get this thing tied up before we reach half.
This might be a big drive here, maybe the biggest of the night outside of the touchdown. Momentum shift heading into halftime.
Yeah, we'll see what this East offense can work up.
Saunders going to hand it off. Ryder Hooks loving to go to the right side today. Maybe a strong side. Might be a good game plan for Mason to try and block that next half.
Yeah, it gets about 5, it looks like. We dip under a minute left in this half. And like you said, it feels like every time that we've seen Hooks get the ball, he's going to the right side. So you know once Mason gets in the locker room, they're going to pound heavy that you got to get that right side contained, because you got to force him to go to the left where he looks to be a little uncomfortable.
And we've got about 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Still no timeouts used, so this may be the longest 30 seconds you've seen today.
He's going to keep it himself, has some room, but a nice open field tackle. Kyle Wilson on the tackle. And East isn't burning any timeouts. I'm not sure what they're doing. Now they finally call a timeout. 25 seconds left. But, you know, you got the ball with 1:11, and on the play before you don't burn a timeout. So only 25 seconds. We're likely to see another deep shot that we've seen a couple times tonight. One of their favorite targets, Andy Vogelman. We haven't seen Zion Neal go deep yet, and we know how big of a threat that he can be.
First down here, you got a lot of options if you're East. You got 25 seconds on the clock. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you're able to at least get into field goal range there confidently.
And you can still stop the clock twice as well as getting out of bounds, so you definitely still have enough time to get something going.
And we're going to come back from the timeout here. Ball at the 44. East in their own territory.
He's going to motion Vogelman in. Hooks runs out of the backfield.
Pump fake there, and then no intended receiver there.
And you could see there's going to be a penalty flag on the field, but you could see that there was almost no pressure for Mason, because they did a great job of realizing that there was a screen, and it looks like we're going to get a legal man downfield.
Looks like McFarland might have tried to shoot across there and kind of gave up on it. And then Sondar tried to shoot him a little bit there.
Yeah. But, again, a nice job of Mason being able to detect the screen. And, you know, at that time, you know, East is wanting you to pressure the quarterback. He had all the time in the world and just nothing doing.
Still got first down here, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Hand off up the middle.
And Yeah, they're going to call. I think they're going to call another timeout.
No timeout,
maybe
Berg.
not. And they're trying to hurry up to the what? I'm not sure what. And that's going to be the end of the first half. The Comets have a 7-0 lead and will get the ball coming out of half. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to ICRC for the coverage for this game. We're going to go to halftime. Don't leave. We'll take a look at some of these replays. Nice pitch to Adesanya gets the Comets on the board before we unfortunately don't have a replay, but we saw a huge pass to Braden Greer that set that up. So the Comets have some momentum. They'll get the ball coming out of half. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll come back with some second half action here on ICRC.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood. Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is Unit 1 crew from Limbaugh Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit And now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again, then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
1,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway. I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Stadium. We've been Daniel Panetti and Braden Johansson getting ready for the second half of action. Mason leading 7-0 over Lakota East. Daniel, what are we looking forward to this half?
Yeah, the Mason Comets they're coming off a very nice end to the half. We're able to have a great offensive drive to put them to get them on the board. So 7-0. This defense is something to be amazed by right now. In every drive so far, you know, East, they've gotten a couple good plays going, getting into Comet territory, but the defense has just been able to bounce back and force punts every single time. So, you know, you're Mason, you hope that that trend can continue. You have the shutout right now. Hope that can keep going. We're going to see the Mason offense come out first. You know, of course, you got the seniors, Quinn Brown, Chase Blevins, hoping to make a nice impact in their the last half here at Dwyer Field for their high school career.
I mean, both sides of the ball, Mason, this is one of the best that all I can say is I've seen them. I don't know if you feel the same, Daniel, but they've been really clean today.
Yeah, this team has just looked pretty complete all game long. We'll take another look at this touchdown. So it's a nice pitch to Adesanya, some incredible blocking, and he's just able to walk back in. Play before that, we saw a huge deep ball to the wide receiver, Braden Greer. And, you know, we were talking about before that huge pass that we were waiting for that huge play from Mason, just like they had last week. And, you know, they got it, that great pass to Greer, able to go up, get that one-on-one jump ball. And, you know, you're a Comet fan, you're hoping you see a little more of that this half and ride that into the playoffs.
And then before that play, you see a fake punt by Quinn Brown. Just that entire drive by Mason was perfect. And you can't even say less for Lakota East. I mean, they've been playing a great game as well, holding Mason to 7. And they haven't put any points on the board yet, but that doesn't reflect the effort that they've put in here today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of times when you see a team getting shut out after one half, you think it's been a bunch of 3-and-outs, but it's been the opposite for this East team. They've put together a lot of good drives. They just haven't been able to capitalize on them. So you got a half, you got that half under your belt, and we're going to see the Mason Comet offense on here first and see what they got coming out of the half.
if you're one for defensive battles, this has been a very entertaining game today. I mean, everyone likes a good shootout, but we've been just a very competitive group here today. Just a great game to watch.
Yeah, it looks like last week against Lakota West, just a 10-7 game. You know, unless we see a huge scoring half starting now, I mean, it's been just a defensive battle from start to finish.
Kick is up and away, and that'll be a touchback. Mason will start out at the 20.
So the Comet offense will come out for their first drive of the half. Their first drive of the game in the first half. Not something that they want to replicate, was just a 3-and-out. But ever since then, it looks like they've just gotten better and better on offense. We've seen that's been a trend pretty much all year for this team. You know, it's been a bit of a slow start, but the more the game goes on, the more they adjust, the more they adapt. They're able to put more pieces together and get a drive going.
And Mason's just going to ride the wave. They'll go up, they'll go down, but they'll pick up steam in either direction. Got an under center snap, handoff up the middle, little dive by Adesanya. That'll pick up about 3.
Yeah, Adesanya has been him and Blevins have been those go-to guys for those dives. It feels like a lot of times we're either going to see Mason run a dive or a pitch to the outside. So, you know, you want to see a little bit more variation in the run game. Adesanya just got his 5th touchdown of the year in the first half. You know, tonight puts him over about 50, possibly 60 rushes for the year and over 200 yards.
Pitch left to Adesanya. He'll pick up another 5. So it'll be 3rd and short here for Mason in their own territory.
Yeah, I think the theme this half for Mason is what you're going to see a lot is them taking their time on offense and just getting down as much clock as they can. You know, that's definitely the plan that you want them to roll with. No need to force anything downfield when you have this lead in a defense that's just plain phenomenal.
Under center setup, 2 backs. And that'll be a handoff with a fake pitch. And Mason's going to say they got it, and so will the refs. So they got another 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's going to be a handoff to the fullback, Kai Woolfolk. You know, having a little two-way action so far tonight. He's only ran the ball 2 times before. That's his 3rd of the year. So Mason likes to do that a lot. Another guy we see, Liam McManus. He's done a nice job filling in as a fullback as well.
And a dive here by Adesanya to pick up another short gain. But stacking those short gains is working out well for Mason right now, pushing across.
Yeah, I mean, this entire drive, I don't think we've seen Brown throw the ball once. Just dive up the middle, give it to Adesanya, and let him push for a couple and get as much clock down. We're already nearing the 10-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Just a fast-moving game overall. We haven't seen much clock management. 1 timeout called compositely.
Yeah, it was a little weird clock management towards the end. It's going to be another handoff to Adesanya.
Yeah, end of the first half, we saw a little maybe confusion on East as they were setting up for a hurry-up play with 2 seconds on the clock, didn't end up getting it off.
Yeah, and they had a couple timeouts left, just not sure what was going on. Some miscommunication from head coach John Kitna. And, you know, hopefully that was fixed in the locker room. And Mason, a nice drive so far.
Kind of stifled on the 2nd down, so we got 3rd and 4 here, trying to push for another 1st down. Under center snap, and Quinn Brown will drop back for a pass, and that one is caught by Greer. And looks like that'll be a 1st down. Yes, it will.
I mean, so far it's been the game of Braden Greer. You know, we said it a couple of times that, you know, last year he was top 5 in receiving yards. His connection with Larson Brown was just almost unmatched. And so far we're just seeing shades of that tonight, and especially going into the playoffs. You know, just next week. You know, it's huge to get those connections going in the biggest games of the year.
Another pitch to Adesanya, and he'll roll out left, and it's looking like that'll be another first down. Yep, called down an 11-yard pitch. Great run by Adesanya, finding gaps on the left side.
Yeah, nice. You get the you've seen a lot of dives from Adesanya, but you pull out the pitch, you get a couple lead blockers ahead of him. When you get a guy like Adesanya at his frame to the outside with the speed he has, I mean, it's almost guaranteed he's not going down off of first contact.
And a good drive put together by Mason as they push into East territory. And another handoff to Adesanya with a rollback by Brown. And he'll get to the 40 there, 2nd and 5.
I mean, it's really just been textbook kind of old school offense for the Comets. You know, every play's kind of been a dive up the middle, and they gain about 4 or 5. And it's like that. They're into East territory, and this has been one of the best drives that they've put together overall.
Yeah, you don't got to be – it's not saying that they aren't being aggressive, but you don't have to go for that flashy downfield pass. I mean, you're already down the field in a couple first downs, all rushing. I mean, one pass on the drive.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Mason's offense has looked like all year. They – you know, the crowd went crazy for that Greer deep ball catch because it's not something that we see a lot from this Comet team. So seeing that was awesome. But this is just exactly what Coach Little and Coach Kastner have wanted this offense to look like all year. Just run the ball down the defense's throat, and they're executing it perfectly so far.
3rd and 3 here. It's possible that Quinn Brown rolls back to throw this one as they have on a couple third downs here. And a pitch out here.
Blevins.
And he will be brought down at the line of scrimmage. That was a pitch to Chase Blevins, and he'll try and roll out right, but he'll get stifled right at the line.
Yeah, with how dominant Adesanya's looked on this drive, it's a little surprising seeing them bring in Blevins. Of course, Blevins is more of a speed guy than Adesanya, but Mason just not able to pick it up there. But, I mean, Braden, if we've already seen a fake punt today, this looks to be almost perfect, a perfect time to see another. We know how much Kastner likes it.
And he's not even going to try and fake the punt. He's going for it.
Yeah, they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Under center setup and a play action. Brown will roll out to his left, and that is a complete pass for a first down, Mason. Pass to Kai Woolfolk. Great on both ends of the ball.
Kai Woolfolk, that'll actually be his first catch of the season. A nice play action, nice throw. Was a little backward, but there's the two-way talent from Kai Woolfolk. He's already had a nice run up the middle to keep a drive alive, and now on 4th down, a nice catch.
And it's looking like Mason's sticking with the under center setup. Been working well for them this drive. Adesanya up the middle. He'll be carried out a little bit. Maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain.
And it's only been Mason with the ball so far, and we're under 6 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. They have taken off so much time, and that's exactly what you wanted. It's likely you won't hold the ball the rest of the 5 minutes, but what you've already done so far is exactly what you want, burning about almost 10 minutes off of the clock.
Yeah, beautiful setup for Mason here as they already take the lead, and it's looking like they're going to have another scoring drive, just distance themselves and giving them as little time as possible. And a handoff up the middle, Adesanya, and he's got green grass in front of him. He's running, and he's taken down at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal for Mason.
It's another big run from Adesanya. We've seen it already tonight with his touchdown. And just like that, he breaks a tackle. We'll take a look at this replay. Breaks out to the outside and just makes a couple defenders miss. Gets taken down there at the end. But what a run, what a drive so far from the junior. I mean, he's just been everything that this Comet team has wanted this drive.
He's able to get through a gap and then turn on the burners. I mean, he's just taken down by his feet barely there, grabbed around the ankles and tripped up.
Stays in the backfield. They're going to give it to him once again. This time doesn't really gain anything.
I mean, still, it's not broke. Don't fix it. Keep giving him the ball. He's already got a touchdown to his name tonight. See if he can add on the senior night.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Lakota East, you got to know what's coming. You see number 4 in the backfield. It's a 99% chance that he's going to be getting the ball. So, you know, this defense, they got to be riling up a couple of blitzes, causing a hopefully causing Quinn Brown to throw. And, we've seen Greer have a huge catch, maybe get his second touchdown of the year.
And it's looking like Adesanya's off to the side for this play. Quinn Brown under center setup. He will drop back to look for a pass.
This guy on the right
Open
side.
on the right, and he is taken down to the 2-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal, short to the goal line.
Yeah, that's Vaughn Johnson, the newly moved tight end. That's going to be his 4th reception of the year. Had that lone touchdown last week. Johnson, he's been a tackle for the team all year, but a lot of guys say he's very well equipped at tight end. Nice job there, a great catch, but just a great open field tackle there from Lakota East.
I mean, beautiful field setup. You look at what Kastner's been putting together here on this drive, and he's read the defense perfectly and set up for success.
You got 3rd down, and we're going to get, looks like a timeout.
I saw a flag thrown there.
Yeah, it is going to be a flag. It's offsides on Lakota East. So we saw Mason get hurt by the offside call a lot in the first half, but now it's East that's getting that's kind of shooting themselves in the foot, especially with Mason in the red zone. You can't afford to give up any free yards. That's going to make this 3rd down a lot more manageable.
And now you push him to the point where you might just have Quinn Brown diving over the line.
I think that's what we're going to see without Adesanya in the game.
And he's going to hand it off. Might have been stuffed at the line there. We'll see the call. It looks like he did not reach.
Yeah, nice job by East. Not letting him get in. Chase Blevins on the carry. I think we're likely going to see Mason stay on the field here. At least if I'm Coach Kastner, I'm going to keep this team on. And, yeah, we're going to see Kai Woolfolk and Adesanya come in to the game. And we still we've seen this many times from the comments on 4th and short at the goal line. They bring in their big guys, and they just try to stuff the ball in with their strength.
Big moment here for Mason trying to power through.
And we're going to get a timeout called. So,
nearly
Mason,
the entire 3rd quarter gone here, Daniel, in the first timeout.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock. So, fourth down, we're most likely going to see Mason run that same setup. You got Kai Woolfolk and Tamian Adesanya in the backfield, and just push up the middle. But another thing is you distract East with that with those guys in the backfield. It could really set up a play action for Quinn Brown. You're Mason. You got a lot of options right now.
I've loved this drive by Mason. I mean, a 10-minute drive, you can't ask for anything more when you're up, and you're 4th and 1 onto the goal. It's just been pushing through about 3 plays for every first down, and it's just been great to watch the effort and drive put in.
Yeah, so this offense comes back on for 4th down, and yeah, it's that same setup, about 4th and goal at the 1. Likely going to see it given the most likely Tamian Adesanya. So here we go.
And might even see Quinn Brown here trying to push through with how strong he's been today.
And East was ready for it.
They'll push him back to the 5. So that's where they're going to start their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate ending from Mason. Maybe you should have taken that 3, make it a 2-possession game, but I do like the idea of going for it. The thing is, you know how predictable that play call is going to be. See, they hand it off to Adesanya, but just incredible pursuit from Lakota East. That looked to be number 58, Wyatt Pleasant, the senior, getting out there in the backfield. That's his 4th tackle for loss on the season.
So now we got about 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. What are you thinking, Daniel? Think we got a 10-minute drive in the East?
In a situation like this, you definitely got to give the ball to your running back. It's hard to make something happen when you're a quarterback, when you're standing in your end zone, and it's going to be an illegal substitution on East, so that's going to push them even closer to the end zone. And Mason, when they can generate pressure, they can get to a quarterback quick. So he's going to have to get the ball out quick. There it is. It's going to be a screen.
Screen caught in the own end zone. Bring them up to the 2-yard line in their own territory, 2nd and 11.
Couple of GMC scores around the league. Lakota West up 14-7 at Hamilton. That's going to be a great game. We'll see how that keeps going. And Princeton Aviators up 28-0. Or the Princeton Vikings up 28-0 against the Sycamore Aviators. Now looking like a blowout right there.
Clock continues to run as we start the second play, and Ryder Hooks will be taken down at the 5 for 3rd and 8.
Up to the 6-yard line.
And it's looking like we may have a 3-and-out here in Mason's defense. You think after a drive like that on offense, that defense may go, oh well, but they've kept the energy up and trying to get the offense back out on the field for another great drive. It's looking like we're going to have another timeout here. We had a football on the field, got kids playing catch on the track.
Yeah, the kids having fun on the sideline. I remember back in 2nd grade, we used to play. We'd always love Friday nights being on the sideline, but can't have that happen.
Ooh, first down here for East as it's close to a horse collar, but no flag is thrown. They'll get up to the 25, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a nice catch by the stud wide receiver, Zion Neal. He's been a little quiet tonight, but a huge play to keep the drive going.
On the tackle.
First and 10 here for Lakota East. We got 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, it's likely we're only going to see a couple more plays before we get into the 4th.
Sondar shoots a screen off. Gain of, oh, can't say nothing yet, but gain of 12 here.
It's the ball on the ground.
And the ball is fumbled.
Let's see who's got it.
Recovered by Mason.
And how about that? It's number 9, Preston Estoesta on the recovery. Take a look at this replay. Neal breaks the tackle, and who else but Kai Woolfolk on the fumble. And that's a huge, huge momentum gain for the Comets as the offense is going to come back on, already in East territory. And now here's where you make it a 2-possession game and you start taking this game into your own hands.
And that's the little things of being a linebacker. That was just a textbook strip of the ball. I mean, you wrap your arms around him, poke the ball out of his arm, and just like that, you got the ball back in opponent territory on the 33.
Yeah, perfect play. That's why he's an Army commit.
Adesanya going to try and take the ball again, but no momentum there, and he's going to be taken down at the line.
Yeah, and that's looks like it'll likely do it for the 3rd quarter. And yeah, that's going to be at end of the 3rd quarter. The Mason Comets still up 7-0, but the Comets pounding at the door right after a big fumble recovery. We'll take a little break. Don't leave, and we'll be right back here on ICRC-TV.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back to Dwyer Field as the Mason Comets own a 7-0 lead over the Lakota East Thunderhawks, I'm sorry. And the Comets, knocking right at the door after a big turnover and with a chance to make this a 2-possession game.
All right, Mason's got 2nd and 10 here. 2nd and 9, excuse me, as they try to put up another number on the board and make this an unreachable game for East. Brown will drop back, look to throw for one of the first times this half. He shoots downfield,
Wide
and Greer's in
open.
the end zone for a Mason touchdown. What a beautiful setup. He's wide open downfield, and a nice 30-yard pass by Quinn Brown to get him on the board again.
Once again, it's the senior Braden Greer having easily one of his best games on his senior night. Look at this. So much time and just complete busted coverage, and he's sitting there wide open in the end zone. Huge play. The Mason Comets, pending this extra point, will take a 2-possession lead. See, wait the snap. Good snap, good hold, and good kick. The Mason Comets answer from the turnover, and they take a 14-0 lead here early in the fourth quarter.
6 seconds into the fourth, and Braden Greer got another big catch on the day. What a senior night to remember for him.
Yeah, pretty much all of these big-name seniors have had a great game. Quinn Brown easily having probably his best game of the season. Kai Woolfolk, a couple of sacks and that forced fumble last drive on defense. And of course, the star of the game tonight has easily been Braden Greer. Last year, it was the running back Nick Sailors, and this year, it's the senior Braden Greer. So the big seniors, it's been a trend of them having big games going on their senior night.
And I can't disagree with you that Braden Greer is one of the players of the game, but let's give a little recognition to Adesanya too, with all that running that he's been doing, putting him downfield for a great position.
Yeah, the junior. Let's take a look at this replay once again. All the time in the world, and Greer is right there in the end zone. Gives them a 2-possession lead. And you just can't have a better play design than that, Braden.
Yeah, that's just playing catch in the backyard right there.
Absolutely.
That's just you're playing the guys in your neighborhood and you go, hey, go downfield, you're going to be open, I'll shoot you there.
Yeah, just looked like that backyard kind of football. And we'll await this kickoff from Gokul. But so far this half, the Comets have just seemed to do everything right. They had that turnover on that first drive, but even still, it took about 5/6 of the time off of the third.
And a squib kick here that is tipped and will just be taken down at the 13. Good little play setup there. Wouldn't have thought of that myself.
Yeah, nice little squib kick from Max Gokul, and it works in perfection for the Comets. It rolls right past East, and they just have to sit on it. So East will take over first down and 10 inside their own 20. And this Mason defense, they've just been so dominant tonight. It's hard to think that narrative's going to change.
And everything that's happened in the second half has happened in the first 9 seconds of this fourth quarter here. Got Mason put 7 more on the board after 7 in the first half.
Yeah, now you just hope that they can ride out this lead and the defense can just keep playing the way they are.
Gap there for Ryder Hooks, get him a little 3-yard gain on the rush.
Tackle there by the senior Liam McManus and Malachi Reed. Those two have just been having a nice game on the line. It's nice to see Reed back in the game. Went down with an injury in the first half, but seeing him back in making plays, that's huge. Especially, we've mentioned a couple times playoffs starting. He's going to be a big piece for them.
And we haven't even touched 11 minutes in this quarter, so still a lot of game left to play. Seeing crazier things happen than someone coming back from a 14-point deficit, so let's see what East can work with here.
Absolutely. East is definitely not out of this game. They can put a couple of drives together, and they're right back in it.
But if you're looking at it from Mason's point of view, you might be thinking that you stop him here, then you ride that momentum out. But Ryder Hooks running for a first down there.
And the ball's out again, and Kai Wolfo comes back up with it. They're going to see if he was down. The Comets are celebrating, but we'll see. It's called a fumble. We'll take a look at this replay. Has the screen. Ryder breaks into the inside. We'll see if this ball comes out. Oh, and Wolfolk just stripped it from him.
We're talking about all these offensive players, but I think Kai Wolfolk might take overall player of the game. He's taken that ball so many times today already.
It's definitely a neck-and-neck battle between him and Greer. And, when do you see that? He just took the ball right out of Ryder's hands, and Hook's hands, and I mean, just what a game from this Comet defense. You can't ask for anything more.
And you score on this drive, it might be the nail in the coffin. Maybe a little clock management, and you give them about 8 minutes would be a good thing to say at the end of this.
Another score update, Lakota West now up 21-7 over Hamilton.
Brown's going to take his time, shoot the end zone, and a dive, but it cannot be caught. Undershot.
Looked a little close, not going to get any call. I think that's the right call there. But, I mean, now we're seeing Mason really realize the potential that they have in these deep ball passes. You got a one-on-one. Colin Billhorn's been one of the strongest receivers so far this season. You know, it's one-on-one. Give the guy a chance. You've seen it work with Greer.
Quinn Brown's going to set up under center. Receivers are all going to move to their right. And it's a handoff to Adesanya up the middle. He'll dive for good. Oh, he's still moving forward. Nice 7-yard gain there on second down. Make it 3rd and 3.
I mean, how many times tonight have we said that? It looks like he's going down and they just push for an extra 5 yards. Looks like Liam McManus a little slow to get up. You hope he's okay, but I mean, Greer, Woolfolk, you can't forget about Adesanya. This entire Mason team has just been clicking all night.
Just a great rushing day. I mean, I've been loving watching this game and just watching that mob around the person holding the ball. Just watch that continue to move forward.
Yeah, and they're going to keep that going here.
Greer's going to set up under center. They're going to flip the play. And Adesanya's going to rush through for first down and more as he will get into a 1st and goal position.
Yeah, Adesanya, he's just really taken over once again this drive. We reach under 10 minutes left in this 4th quarter, and the Comets now back again in the red zone, looking to strike again.
Adesanya may be a little mad that he didn't get it on that 4th down.
So motion to the right, Brown under center. He's going to pitch it to the right to Adesanya, the same play they scored on for that first touchdown. He's going to gain just a couple. And nice tackle there from East. So Mason, and we're going to switch to a graphic, look at some GMC scores. Princeton up on Sycamore 28-0. Lakota West up 28-7 on Hamilton. Both teams been having such strong seasons. And Oak Hill's up 17-6 over Middletown. So some nice scores around the GMC. And we're going to get a flag. Mason is pointing to East, but it's going to be a false start on the Comets. That will push them back. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Now they're outside the 10, still 2nd and goal. Maybe get it to Adesanya again, because when he's near the line, he hasn't been getting that much yards, but when he's this far and you got him a little space to run without a blitz at the line, I think you can get him moving a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see another kind of like out route to Greer that we saw a couple quarters ago when the Comets were in their own territory.
Got so many options here if you're Kastner's to kind of play your run.
And
throw a pass to the corner. Going to lead Greer just to the line, but he can't catch up to the ball. That one's going to roll out to the track.
Greer had his guy beat, just was wide open in the end zone once again, but Brown just puts a little too much juice on it, and Comets not able to execute there. Would have made it a 3-possession game, but that'll make it 3rd down for the Comets.
See what they choose in the huddle here. Daniel, what are you going with on this situation?
I think you kind of run the same thing, but you know, as well, field goal here would also make it a 3-possession game. So you got a lot of options if you're Mason. But I say go with the pass, and they do.
Quinn Brown may roll out here. He's going to toss that one up. Colin Billhorn with a one-hand catch, and he drops it out of bounds. Lands on the concrete. See if he's okay after that one.
Yeah, that's a rough fall for Greer, but tried to make the big catch. Just, you know, once again, Brown just puts it a tiny bit too high. So they'll bring out the field goal unit, and Max Yokel will take another look at this. Has some time, rolls out to his right, tries to force it once again, gets hit while he throws. I think there you just, we've seen Brown force the ball a lot. That time, it is third down. Maybe just throw it away and just let Gokul get the kick. He's been very good so far.
So after good field position here, you got a field goal up and good and make it 17-0. 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Daniel, this may be starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, the Comets, they make it a 3-possession game. There's still 9 minutes left, so anything can happen. But the way this game's been going, this Mason defense, Lakota East and head coach John Kidna just haven't had an answer for them. They've looked like the stud defense that they've been all year, and it's just great to see. If you're a Comet fan, your senior night, you're going to come out with likely a win to get you to 500 on the season. Mason with a win would move to 5-5. And for playoff implications, Mason, they've already clinched a playoff spots, and a couple of the likely opponents could be Moeller, Elder, Sycamore, and Lebanon. The most likely seems to be Elder, but those other teams still in the chase. For Lakota East, unfortunately, a loss here would eliminate them. They do come back and get a win. They are mathematically in the picture, but that's looking a little unlikely.
Mason may be looking at a good seed here, as they will end up in the top half of the GMC. Another squib kick here by Gogol. And last time they didn't judge a spin right, but got it perfect here. Dodge a couple tackles and be down at the 26, looks like. Ball is going to be returned by Carter Jones, freshman running back. Good to see him getting a little field time there.
Yeah, now I think is when we really start seeing East try to get aggressive on offense. You've seen that the run game hasn't been working this half. Turned the ball over a couple times. You've had a couple of deep shots come open, so you wonder if East tries to replicate Mason a little bit and try to push the ball downfield as we reach under 9 minutes left in this game.
And they're going to set up in the shotgun one more time. Raider hooks on the right. And false start on East, it looks like. Just so many flags thrown here today.
Yeah, two teams who, as we mentioned, haven't been super penalized all year, but they've kind of broken that narrative a little bit. And, East, when they really need it, they've just kind of shot themselves in the foot with some of these penalties that you just can't afford.
So same setup again here, but it's 1st and 15. And a play action here, and just Sean Saunders going to take it himself, and he's only going to gain about 2.
Yeah, they run the read option. He elects to keep it himself, but this outside for the Comets, just expecting it, and they're right there. Noah Dowers and Kyle Wilson in on the tackles. We've said their name plenty of times tonight, and likely will as we move farther and farther into the postseason.
One thing about this Mason team, you don't have anyone you obviously have your standout guys, but everyone contributes, and I love that about this team.
Yeah, you're not lacking at any position. Your front seven is great, and your secondary has been phenomenal tonight.
Play action here. Sandar is going to try and jump pass, and that is off the hands of Zion Neal.
Yeah, Jonathan Hendricks almost getting back there for a sack. Sonder just jumps and just gets the ball away before he gets taken down. It's going to be incomplete again. Once again, looking for his standout wide receiver, Zion Neal.
And Zion Neal getting a lot of targets tonight. Not a lot of conversions here, but he's been obviously the main target for Sandar here when he passes.
Another score update around the GMC. Fairfield up 35-7 on Coleraine, and East needed a Coleraine win if they wanted a shot at the playoffs. So it looks like their season will be coming to a close tonight.
And a short pass that's going to skitter down the field, and that looks like it's going to end the drive for East. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 4th down and 11.
You probably have, it's a rough situation because you're running out of time. You feel like you'd have to go for it, but with it being fourth and long and you're in your own territory, you don't have an option. You got to punt the ball away and hope that your defense can hopefully maybe come up with a turnover, just like Mason has a lot of times tonight.
Yeah, you never like saying it, but this game might be getting out of hand as we see even more of that, and that ball will go down at their own 2, so Mason in prime position going into their drive.
That's just unfortunate for East. Snap over his head and just falls on the ball. You know, sometimes when you try to pick it up, you miss it and you kick the ball more into your end zone. So might have been the smarter play just to sit on it, but the Comets have a chance to take a 24-0 lead here in just a couple of plays. That they'll start
and it's
at
looking
the
like
East too.
Might just be getting the yips on the East side of things. I mean, everything's kind of falling apart in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you had a very good game going in the half. It was 7-0, but 10 unanswered points for the Comets, and likely to make that more here. Or I apologize, we'll start on the 3. And no Adesanya, who we see a lot of times when the Comets are in this situation.
So maybe looking at a pass here from Quinn Brown. He'll look to his receivers, and that'll be a handoff that gets him to do about the 1, 2nd and goal.
Blevins gotten a lot of carries tonight. He's delivered, gets about 1. The ball be placed right at about the hash, and it looks like they're going to keep the same unit out. So likely, I think we might see a QB keeper here from the quarterback, Quinn Brown. You know, we've seen him run the ball a lot tonight, and he's just been dominant. But they're gonna line up in the shotgun.
And Mason has yet to call a timeout tonight. Just
haven't needed to.
Yeah, clock management hasn't been a problem for either team really. And that's a touchdown, Mason. Chase Blevins with the 1-yard rush to add to the Mason lead. Make it 23-0.
Once again, the hole was wide open for Blevins. We get a replay, and it's been that all night for the Comet team. We'll take a look at this replay. Hands it off to Blevins. A-B gap wide open, and the Comets take a 23-0 lead here pending the extra points.
I mean, blocking's been huge for Mason today. You can't have this good of a running game without creating gaps, and that's exactly what the line's done.
Kick is up, and it is good for the Comets. 24-0 lead with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left, as it looks like that might have just been the nail in the coffin for tonight's game. You get a nice shot at the student section, the Black Hole. Nice showing from Comet fans all around here on senior night. Most likely the last home game for the team this year. And Braden, what a way for them to end the season.
This is great momentum. I said that going into this game, that you kept a good fight against a good West team, and now it's looking like you're going to take down Lakota East handily, so who knows what can happen heading into the postseason this year.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier about the blocking. We'll go right off of that. It's not just been the run blocking that's been great, but the pass blocking has just been superb. I don't think we've seen Quinn Brown go down once tonight. He's just had a clean pocket all game. You know, this Comet offensive line led by guys like Ben Cravens. I mean, they've just been elite tonight.
And Comets seem to have fallen in love with the squib kick for the second half, third one of the half. It'll be carried up to about the 32, and that's where East will start their kind of last stand drive. They got to score here if they want any shot at making a comeback.
Yeah, 7 minutes left on 7 minutes and 8 seconds left here, and you know, we saw them try and run the ball a little more, but you're just running out of time to get a run game going. You gotta get the ball downfield. You have the weapons: Zion Neal, Andy Vogelman, and Patrick McFarland, who we've only seen a couple of times tonight.
Snap will go, and it'll pitch to the left side. Gap's open, see if he can go through it, but it'll only be a 2-yard gain as he is not fast enough to get through the Comet defense.
Yeah, Kai Woolfolk again on the tackle. I'm excited to see how many he has tonight. You know, he needed 12 to get over to that 100 tackle mark, as well as number 15 Ahmad Garrett in on the tackle. That's his third of the season.
Shotgun set up here for East. Sandar's going to be back. Going to be a screen pass to Zion Neal. Is looking like there might be a little roughing the passer call as Sandar was taken down in the backfield after he threw.
Yeah, Kai Woolfolk once again in there to make the tackle. We'll await this call. The refs look like they're still talking it over, and it's going to be a face mask on Kai Woolfolk, and that'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down for the Thunderhawks. Take another look at this screen pass, and yeah, that's clearly a face mask. Can't do that if you're a Woolfolk. You give them a free first down as they head to the 47-yard line.
It's not as devastating now as it would have been earlier in the game, though. You've already distanced yourself enough for that to not really matter at this point. Heading into 5 minutes left in the fourth. Shot downfield for Sandar, and Zion Neal is going to be tripped up. He wants a flag, but there's none there. Maybe tripped over his own feet.
And yeah, the sidelines asking for the flag, but refs are going to say it was clean coverage. So nice defense from Mason. We'll keep you updated on some of these scores. Again, 24-6, Oak Hills over Middletown in the fourth quarter. The Princeton Vikings up 28-7 over Sycamore, and Princeton looks like they're going to conclude an undefeated season in the GMC. An amazing season for them.
5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. East will move upfield, so godsend if there ever was one for them. But it's looking like it's all but lost for them.
Yeah, another run up the middle. It's not going to get you anything. We tick below 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tackle there by Alex Brown. We've mentioned his name a couple of times. He reaches about 15 tackles on the year. And this defense, once again, trying to hold that shutout. You know, you give up maybe 15 more yards, you put East in the field goal range, but it would be a huge kind of stand around the league to show that our defense is legit going into the playoffs and have teams, you know, scared.
And a short pass here, taken down at the original line of scrimmage, and that'll turn it to 3rd and 10.
On the reception.
So another screen pass. We've seen them try to work that in a couple of times this drive. It's just it hasn't really gone anywhere.
It just looks like in the end of this game, East, nothing worked out for him. I mean, Mason picked up steam and East lost it. All kind of screws fell out.
Yeah, this Comet team just found a way to just take over control, and East just hasn't had an answer for it. So 3rd and long. He's going to drop back, look to his right, has a guy. It's Neal. He's going to fight for the first down, dives, and it'll be a first down for the Thunderhawks.
Reaches that ball just far enough to get it out of bounds in the perfect spot.
Yeah, that'll make it a first down, so they look to be in field goal range.
3.5 minutes left in this quarter, and it's looking all but over.
So 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. East is trying to get some points to end off their season. It's going to be play action.
Shot downfield for Neal, but that may have looked like a pass interference. They want a flag but won't get one.
Almost, but I think the ball was just uncatchable. You know, you might have pass interference, but if the ball just isn't in range for the receiver, they're not going to get that call. So
2nd and 10 here, nearing the red zone. But even if they score here, it's looking like it's all over for East.
Yeah, you're just trying to find a way to end the season on some sort of a good note, possibly your last drive. You just want to get points out of it.
And that ball is dropped behind the line of scrimmage, and a good coverage by Mason just to make sure that even if it was called a pass behind the line of scrimmage like a pitch or something, if it was a fumble, just making sure they recover it.
So the Comets trying to make one last stand to keep the shutout alive.
3rd and 10, and this very well may be the last offensive play run all year for East. That'll set up 4th and 7 into the red zone, but that will not matter anymore.
So his drives look pretty similar. It's going to be 4th down. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. So they're looking for 6 as we just tick under 3 minutes left in this game. So here could potentially be the final play on offense for the Lakota East Thunderhawks season. And looks like we have a little bit of miscommunication on the sideline.
You got 4 on the play clock here.
Not sure.
Timeout.
That'll be a timeout on East.
Yeah, so East calls another timeout. That'll be their 2nd of the half. So trying to build something as we approach the end of this game. You know, looking back on this Mason side, your 3 guys of the game, obviously Braden Greer been having easily his best game of the season, as well on offense, Adesanya, and on defense, maybe just a player of the game. It's the Army commit. It's the captain. It's the senior, Kai Woolfolk. He has been electric, forced 2 fumbles tonight and recovered one of them. You know, he's just a staple on this Mason defense, and you know that once he's gone, the juniors and the sophomores are going to take right after him. But this East field goal unit is going to come onto the field.
And this is going to be the last 2.5 minutes of the regular seasons for both these teams.
Kick is up, and it is no good.
Wide left again.
So that'll likely be the season for the Lakota East Thunderhawks on offense unless they get another chance. But Mason looking like they are going to complete this shutout. And just what a showing from this Mason defense. What a statement that they made today.
Yeah, you're Mason in this situation. You're just running the clock out, and then you're getting as close as you can to the victory formation.
Yeah, you know you'd like to put 30 up on the scoreboard, but you know it's likely you're just going to get a couple more runs to Chase Blevins and Adesanya, and they're going to run out the rest of this clock. It's going to be Ashton Schaaf checking into the game for the Comets, who we've seen a couple of times this season. He'll take a direct handoff. You know, when Quinn Brown went down in the win over Oak Hills, we saw him get a lot of time, especially in their games against Princeton and Hamilton. So likely a battle between him and the other junior, Caden Ashurst, for the starting job next season. So we're going to get a little preview of what this offense could look like next year.
This would be a fun situation, I'd imagine, to be in. Just being that guy that sits the sideline, you got 2 minutes left on the year. Coach just goes, you know what, go ahead, get a little time there.
Yeah, get the younger guys a shot in the game.
May not be throwing much, though. Last thing you want to do in this situation is turn the ball over, just trying to run the clock out here.
We're going to give the ball to Kayla Jordan. That'll be his first carry of the year. We tick under a minute 30 left in the game, as the Comets are just going to run out the rest of the clock and move on to 5-5 overall on the season, ending with a 500 record. as we soar into the playoffs.
And may have a little confusion on the play call here. Got a couple arm waves as we got 4 left on the play clock. We may be taking a kneel here.
Yeah, it's victory formation for the Comets. They take the knee, and we tick to about a minute left in this game. Overall, an amazing game for this Mason Comet team. Arguably their best game so far this season, and it's perfect that it comes in the last one. You have all of this momentum building into the playoffs, and you know, Mason, they haven't been a team that's been super out there for other teams, but they have a chance to make a sneaky good run.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to go into the offseason than on this stretch of momentum? I mean, you got Braden Greer on one of the best stretches of his life, Adesanya picking up his running game, and I feel like we just got a bunch of huge assets to go into the postseason on.
And with that, the Mason Comets take the senior night win over the Lakota East Thunderhawks with a 24-0 shutout win as they roll into the playoffs.
I mean, the game had a bunch of flags, but I mean, other than that, couldn't ask for a better competition out of Mason.
Yeah, they controlled the game from start to finish, maybe a little bit of a shaky first half, but they come out, they score 17 unanswered points here in the second half. You just can't ask for a better showing from the offense, and especially the defense. We mentioned them a lot tonight, but it feels like you can't mention them enough. They have done a terrific job these past couple of weeks, and I mean, your coach Kastner, you really don't have anything negative to say when you go into the locker room. It's going to be a fun night for this Mason team, and they just showed out in a phenomenal way.
I know they're going to the locker room just celebrating, getting ready to play a great postseason, make a good run.
Take a look at some of these replays. Touchdown pass to Braden Greer, wide open in the end zone. Gave them a multi-possession lead. You know, this offense was just clicking on all cylinders tonight. Take a look at this one again. A clean pocket and just a perfect ball from Quinn Brown. Once again, handoff to Chase Blevins. He had a nice game himself. This entire offense just had an incredible game tonight.
Yeah, great game to watch if you're a Mason fan, and I'm sorry if you're a Lakota East fan. But either way, I mean, that's just an enjoyable game to watch. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. I'd like to thank the crew. We got Alyssa Feinblatt on the cameras. Got Daniel Panetti helping me out as an announcer. And I'd like to thank the crew over at ICRC. And we've had a great night with you all. Thank you all for watching.